situation where you see need and how the humanitarian community, the UN, the partner, our donor are racing against clock to try to scale up and speed up our response and to support the government in matching the need that these people are facing. One of the most critical is the congestion and the space where people stay. You have classrooms that can host up to over 100 people staying, using it as a shelter. You have deficit in terms of sanitation and hygiene. Number of latrines are really limited for the number of people, and we all know that if you have deficiency in this area, what it can trigger is a disease outbreak coming on top of this crisis that we have seen. There is a lack of water, food is a challenge. These are just the basic that I'm referring to. But let's mention also the fact that many of these people have gone under trauma. This flood came from a dam that was broken, and in a very unannounced way, they wake up at 3 a.m. and found the water half of their body and have to run away and left everything behind. In this course, there are people not only who got the shock, but who have faced even violence, who have some issues of protection, mainly women and children that need to be taken care of. And I see the partners are doing their best, but still we have a long way to go. And that's why we are still calling for the generosity of the international community. We are calling for the private sector. We are calling for everyone who can contribute to this response. It's really needed and it's really urgent.
Okay, that's why I'm asking all these questions.
I am in this delegation with more than 10 head of agencies, and each agency is really doubling down on its mandate. I am seeing WHO looking at the health, not only the management of the case in the camp, but also looking at in terms of preparedness for a possible outbreak, which I said earlier is really possible given the limited hygiene and sanitation that we are facing. I'm seeing WFP stepping up its work in terms of provision of food. 50,000 people are already covered with hot meal on a daily basis, which to me is something that is really important, and it complements what the government is doing. And they are planning also to scale up to 200,000, but still will need maybe additional resources over to or close to $50 million to be able to be at that level, which is the desired one as we speak. I'm seeing UNICEF mobilize around the WASH team. I'm seeing all the agencies, UNHCR providing non-food items, providing cash, providing shelter, everything that is really needed. But this is the immediate need we are addressing. I'm standing close to my colleague from UNDP. They have under preparation a deployment of a team that will assess the impact of the disaster, because what we are seeing are just spots of it. But we are working also not only on the post-disaster need assessment, but also on the recovery, because this is a huge blow to this to the capital of Borno State. And let's remember that this is coming on top of protracted crisis. The state has been shaken, the state has been affected, it has been torn apart by conflict, which started since 2009. We are talking about over close to 2 decades of conflict, and some of this population are now facing a double burden. They were displaced by the conflict, now they are displaced by the flood, and you can imagine how difficult and how tough it will be. And this is in this context that UN is working. I have mentioned UN, but I think we are also here with partner. This WFP meal provision is managed by a colleague from Intersos. I'm seeing colleague from Mercy Corps. I'm seeing colleagues from Save the Children, but also we are with donor partner. We have ECHO, we have German embassy send a delegation in this mission, just to clearly indicate how joint effort is being played out, is unfolding in this context where as I said in the beginning, is a real race against the clock before we get a situation which is worse than what we have in our eyes today.